Well, good morning, everybody. I really appreciate those that watch each day. It's the Daily Bend. It's 9 o'clock. It's 0900 here. I am just outside of Daily Espresso in the open air with my friend and confidant, Bill Rappelye, the Draper CEO. He was with us last week. We're going to talk a little bit about a lot of things today. But I wanted to be out and about today, and we wanted to highlight a business or two, a few. It's a great, beautiful morning. Thanks for joining. Trying to get to your questions or comments. Again, this is the no judgment zone. I know there'll be cars going by from time to time. We'll try and speak up as much as we can. But Denise, thanks for joining us. Everybody that might be joining us this morning. Again, this is the Daily Bend, Bowed Not Broken, the no judgment zone. We're going to talk about all things positive, talk about all things that are, I guess, important to us right now, try and lift each other up, give each other a chance to throw out any volunteer opportunities. Everybody's getting their stimulus check that I'm hearing. I'm hearing some people are getting their stimulus check. But again, back to where we are today. Today we're at Daily Espresso here in Draper. The address is 247. I believe it's 247 West, 130th or 123rd South. I've been coming here for a long time, and just wanted to highlight Renee Schick and the Schick family, their business here in Draper. Best coffee around. I got my buddy here, Bill, as well. I think it's important for us to highlight not only local businesses, but businesses, obviously most businesses employ people that are local. So that's why we're here today. And again, we're going to get into all kinds of things and we'll talk about. But again, we're here at Daily Espresso. Let me get the address right. I believe it's 247 West, 123rd South. Here in Draper, Utah. I know I have a lot of friends from around the country that watch or listen in or all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Each day at 9 o'clock, we give you a chance to share what you're dealing with, what's going on, how you're going to spend your stimulus check, any fun memes. But I'm going to give Bill some time, give Bill a few minutes, and then we'll take some questions. But we wanted to highlight, again, Daily Espresso and some of the businesses here in Draper, and we'll do it around Utah as well. So Bill, you want to come up?
Hey, thanks, Bo. What Bo says is absolutely right. One of the things I wanted to bring up is really how grateful I am for the Draper business community. They've worked hard to comply with the request of the governor and the county mayor. But I think we all feel that it's time that we move towards opening. I think that's time. I know that our business community can be as creative and innovative as they can to keep us safe when we open. There's plenty of things that's happening out there in the community now. People have come up with ways that they can have their business open, such as limiting the number of people that come into the store. The Daily Espresso is a great example of a small business. That is definition of a small business.
That's true.
But that's what America's made of.
That's right.
If you can put together a few dollars and you have the will, you can run a business. And one of the things that this pandemic has really endangered is that ability. For those small men and women, or these small businesses run by men and women that just have a dream. They're operating on a dream, and they take their life savings and they put into it, and then they try to make a living on that. And this pandemic shutdown is really endangering that. How long can a business go? How long can you go without any income? It's even happening to the chamber. The chamber thrives on interaction and helping businesses, and the memberships that come in from that, and the sponsorships, and those types of things. That's what they thrive on. And so you look at that, that's tied directly to business. If businesses can't function, we can't function very long either. It's the same problem. And so I think we have to start looking at getting back to work, getting places open. I mean, thank heaven we have some virtual work that we can do now, so there's a lot of people that can work from home. But it's pretty hard to shift everything over to mail order. We don't want to become the town with Amazon everything. Nothing wrong with Amazon, but I like small business. I like to go and meet people. That's what makes it for me. I like to have relationships with people. You go down to Les Schwab, for example. You can talk to the manager. You know the manager. You can talk to them. They become your friend. If you have a question about your car, you can go in there and ask them. That's really hard to do if you're doing all your business online. And so those are really important. One of the businesses that one of my board member owns is another coffee shop, and it's the Clever Bean. Those folks, because they didn't have the ability to do any delivery or curbside, they've had to shut down. And so they're living off of, right now, these guys are living off of mail order. They can sell beans online, and there's a bean shortage, believe it or not. And so it's very difficult for them to keep some income stream coming in. And so, first of all, I know how hard you online there have been trying to support Draper business with ordering food out. I mean, I've tried to do it at least 3 days a week, my wife and I, and that's been good for us too, because my wife is a critical, service employee, and she has to go to work. She works in Salt Lake at a record storage company, but it's really difficult for her because she works all day, has to drive home. We used to have a thing where we used to go out and eat at the restaurants. That was kind of a thing we did for fun and entertainment and relaxation. That now is gone. That's taken away from us. No movies. Look at our Cinemark. Do you think that's hurting a few people? Most definitely.
There's Tony waving.
There.
Tony's there at Daily Espresso. She's working today.
See what happens when people work? They got a smile.
Look at her. Look at her. She's all in pink today.
Work makes us happy.
Come by Daily Espresso here at Draper.
That's
Best
right.
coffee
She's ready
in
there to
town.
make a caramel latte for you that's out of this world. I can tell you. So anyway.
Best service, best coffee.
Best service, best coffee.
That's
you heard
right.
it right from her mouth there.
And she's distancing. Definitely. She's distancing.
So, talk to your legislators.
Bill,
Talk to your mayors.
What do you think, everybody? This is the Daily Bend. This is an opportunity for you to comment, post things about jobs, volunteer type of opportunities. If you have a small business, please post your website or post your Facebook page on here. Let's get people motivated to get out there. Some people may not know that you own a business or you're associated or you work at a business that is still either in business right now
Really
or
what
going to
we
come
need-
back,
We need you to send your stories to Bo so we can get them out there. We want these human stories, the experience you've been going through, how it's affected your family, how it's affected your livelihood. What's the future of your business? We need those stories. It's very important that we get the human side of this back in there. The other thing I've become aware of this week, actually last week, is the fact that the unemployment portal is not working most of the time. And there's no way, any of you out there that's tried to apply for unemployment and, the account doesn't work, you can't log on, you can't do anything, you can't call anybody. In fact, it'll just tell you there's too much call volume and hang up on you. And so there's some broken things out there, and I, the people in charge down there, you got to get that fixed because people are trying. They don't have a job. They need to get their unemployment. That's all been put into place. But if they can't set up an account or talk to people or get the help they need because everybody's too busy, there's no chat lines for that. You have to have a case. All these things, they got to get this fixed. You got to have a way for people to talk to people to get this done. It's really important, man. If you're down to your last dollar, and what are you going to do when you can't pay the mortgage or the rent or anything else? What are you going to do when all your employees have now been laid off of those, just you? So when you're ready to open up, where are they at? Did they lose their apartments? Did they, what's happening there? There's a bunch of things, and the longer this goes on, the more that's going to be a problem.
You're talking, Bill, you're talking about the struggle of individuals to get unemployment, and that is a frustration. Do we know of who to get a hold of? I know the helplines aren't working, the chat lines aren't working. Nothing.
You know, at this point, I'm encouraging people to call your legislature because I can't figure it out. I've tried to go in there and explore it, and I can't figure it out. It seems like every venue you go down, you can't. You know, it'll hang up on you. It'll tell you that's not the right way to go in or whatever, because you can't go down there because of the situation. You can't call them because they don't have enough phone lines to do it, and I understand that. I'm not criticizing the fact that there's an overflow, but we've got to figure it out for these people that need this assistance before they get into a dire straits.
What have you seen as far as business? What have you seen? Have you seen any successes in getting funding for small businesses yet? I mean, is the process still going on? Do you know anybody that's gotten any money yet?
I don't. We pushed that information out, but I know there's some problems with it. The banks are trying to get in there and trying to help now. Stephanie, with Zions Bank here in Draper, has been a huge supporter and help. That Zions Bank is one of the banks that will do those loans. There's a bridge loan out there. So there's some things out there that you can have. I've been pushing that out weekly on the Chamber newsletter, but it's starting to slow down as far as the amount of resources there. There's another package, I think it's getting approved this week, but didn't get approved yesterday. There's some hang-ups on it, I know. It's confusing, and so you really have to get some help with it. Typically, it has to be a bank that does it.
So I hope you'll go to Bill's Facebook page, the Draper Chamber Facebook page as well. This is a great, we're here in Draper today, but there are a lot of smaller chambers of commerce like Draper around the valley, around the state. And it's so important to not only, you can see what's going on just by looking at what's going on here in Draper. It's happening everywhere in every community. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is take a look at what's going on business-wise, see how you might be able to help in helping. Obviously, we want to stay as positive as we can. I know there's a lot of negatives right now, but what do you see? I guess my question is, what's your vision? What do you think in your own gut? How soon do you think Utah is going to open up, or even Salt Lake County, as far as other business, or maybe a rolling back, Dr. Fauci type? Isn't there? I know there's a way of doing that, but what do you see in your mind? You've been involved in business for a while. I know this is unprecedented. So my simple question is, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I have grave concerns right now, just to be honest, because one of the things I saw yesterday, and I'm not against trying to be safe, so don't misinterpret what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to do all the same things that you all are trying to do: social distancing, gloves, masks whenever appropriate, or whatnot. However, we got the message yesterday that the stay-at-home orders are been extended till May 1st. Okay, well, that's one extension. Hopefully, I think if we can work towards that, and if we can get some direction on what it's going to take, for a restaurant to start expanding their business. I'm not saying open the doors tomorrow. That's not what we're trying to do here, but we've got to figure out a way to allow businesses to expand what they're doing right now, besides just the curbside. What can they do safely? Let's get some direction out there. What measures can they take? Can there be tables outside that are distance apart, that you can have a table of
we're getting into springtime, summertime here.
Was that safe? There was groups of 10. Now I've heard groups of 4. So we've got to figure this out and push that so they can slowly start expanding their business again. It'll take them a while to get the employees back in, get all that stuff working again, because once you break all that out, it takes a while to get people out of that. People are not used to going to work anymore. And so we've changed that habit. It's been almost 30 days now. So you look at that, it's going to take a bit, but we've got to start doing it. And I think everybody, you look at some of the other states along the West Coast, the governors there are working together to try to come up with a plan to open the business. President Trump has said, I'm going to turn it over to the governors. So Governor Herbert, we need you. We need you to help us open this up. I appreciate the fact you didn't make the stay-at-home an order. It was a suggestion, and I appreciate that. I think everybody has worked hard to do that. I think the evidence have been that the curve is flattened. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. I have a wife that has suppressed immune system. I have a daughter with suppressed immune system. So that was my biggest worry during this whole thing.
Right.
I'm very concerned about that. I'm sure all of you have stories of your family members that have similar situations. So I think there is a necessary safety factor here that we all have to think about all the time. We don't want our employees to be sick. We don't want to get sick ourselves. That doesn't help our business community either. So, but I'm telling you, we got smart business people in Draper. We got smart business people in Utah. We can do this. I know we can. They need to trust us to come up with a plan as a business community to figure out how we can roll this back open.
Well, and you're available. And I'm sure your peers and everyone in this state, they're all available to sit down. Obviously, it's going to have to be, specific members on a task force. But I don't know where we're going with this yet or not. Let me jump in here for a second and see if we've got Corey. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Denise, thank you. Everybody just saying hi today. Anybody have any questions for Bill? Anybody have any good sites to throw up there? Anything during this, somewhat negative time, anything positive they want to talk about? Bill, how many, maybe, I don't know if they can still see you there, but how many, do you have any idea how many, did we ever get a definition of what an essential business is?
There's a list. I haven't. It seems to be kind of a little bit of a moving target.
Right.
So I couldn't say off the top of my head what it is, and it got expanded and contracted a couple times during the process. So,
right.
And there's argument among certain parties of whether that's accurate or not.
Right.
What essential businesses are.
Right.
So, food's essential. That's
right.
why grocery stores get to stay open. But there were some people that argued that maybe that shouldn't happen. So it's been a challenging time to even keep track of what the rules are.
I not to put you on the spot, but I do want to talk about really quickly for a second. I do want to talk about Eric Mootsos's. I think it's called. I ask everybody if you would out there. It's called Utah Business Revival. It's a Facebook site, and it's a call to action, and it's for small businesses. Looks like there's going to be some kind of a social distancing, yet not really kind of a rally to say, hey, let's start to think about opening up these businesses.
Yeah.
I send you to Eric. Eric's name is spelled ERIC. A lot of my friends are his friends as well. His last name is spelled MOUTOS. I posted it this morning. Again, it's called Utah Business Revival. It's this Saturday up in Salt Lake City.
It's a group you can join too.
Yeah, it's a group.
That group.
It's a group you can join. The rally is going to be on with social distancing, and on April 18th, this Saturday. And I think it should be very interesting to see if there's quite a movement out there. Eric's got a couple of mayors around the state, and that's building. But I think it's really the focus is to let's get the economy going again. Let's see, Megan, I'm in Bountiful. There are so many businesses closed. I've talked to some hairstylists, and they have.
That's a good comment.
Got my mug up here, trying to get the whole. Gosh dang it! They will be fined $2,000.
Yep.
If
they cut hair at home.
If they're caught working. Wow, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, so you can't do it at home or anything.
Aubrey, thanks. Everybody, thanks for that comment. Megan, I don't think most businesses are getting the support they need. Yeah, it seems as that's the way. I guess it's just a matter of calling, that's what our elected officials are all, for and all about.
Remember, too, there's a special session this week for the Utah legislature. And so you need to contact your legislators for your area and encourage them to work hard to get Utah open again. We got to figure out a way to safely open our business community and get people back to work. I'm grateful that we have so many businesses in Utah that can't operate during the pandemic, but our retail sector is certainly hurting. The restaurant sector, it's if we don't do something now, it may not survive.
We're here today in front of, or here with Daily Espresso, Renee Schick's cute little shack here, a definite drive-through. The best coffee in the state, I think, or anywhere around. Mark Hansen, thanks for, devastating our farmers is scary. It's $10,000 if they go do hair. $10,000. Wow. My goodness. Mark, a Draperite. Mark's a Draperite, just down here, the street, near my house. Thanks for your comments. Anybody out there, anything, any volunteer opportunities, anything out there that people have been doing that is helping your mental state? I wanted to kind of get into that. Bill and I talked about this last week. We talked about, how's your mind doing? How's your emotional wellness? Are you walking? Are you getting out? Are you reading good things? Are you reaching out to people that need help? That's what we're trying to do today, is to reach out to some of these businesses and some of these people that we know around here, to kind of lift them up and let them know that we care about them and we want to support them. The backbone of our country, I know you hear it all the time, is small business. I mean, I have two small businesses, or I'm a part of two small businesses, and it's crazy. A lot of us have lost major incomes from it. What are you doing to help yourself keep your mind going and positive and things like that? Bill, what are you doing for your mind?
Mainly just trying to find resources for our members in the business community. It's killing me, because I'm a people person, and I thrive on getting groups of people together and doing luncheons and meetings. That's what chambers do a lot, and networking. And of course now we can't do that, and so it's really cut us off. And by the way, the chamber is a nonprofit. It's a 501c6, so that's one of the nonprofits that can't get any help or any kind of financial help during this thing either. And so I know there's probably others out there that it didn't. I'm glad to see the 501c3s got some leeway on getting some grants and things like that, so that will help. Symphonies and all these things, because they'll be destroyed too. All these nonprofits are out there. And so it's more than just a retail, but it's something that we all have got to kind of become aware and start supporting and working together. Not that you haven't been doing that, but it's been hard to figure out a way because you've been socially distanced and have to stay at home, and you got people complaining about there's more than 4 people together in a park, and it's just it's been an unprecedented, crazy time. People calling the police department because there's 4 people playing tennis over in the park. It's just unheard of. And so, it's time. It's time that we gather together, I guess, mentally, and support each other and find a way to get Utah open again. Find a way for these restaurateurs, these small businesses, to be able to put that sign back out that says open. We don't want to get people sick. At the same time, I know how creative and inventive our business community is. We can do this. I know we can.
Is there there's really no magic wand right now. What this is, you're watching every morning, 9:00. I'm just trying to give a little bit back, give everybody an opportunity to watch and listen to different people and tell their stories. If you have a story out there, or you have some good positive things that people can do during this time, if you want to tell your story about, we're all going through this together, but we all have our challenges, we all have our ghosts, our demons, things like that. That's what Bowed Not Broken. That's what the Daily Bend. That's what this is all about. This is raw. It's live. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what somebody's going to say. I really appreciate people watching. I really do.
We need your stories.
Yeah,
That's the
it
most powerful thing we can have.
It inspires people. And you know, I'm kind of upset at myself that I didn't, you know, I took about a year and a half or 2 years off of doing this, and you know, I'm committed to doing it every day. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be the only one talking, and so I'm going to be learning, you know, the Zoom stuff and how to bring it into Facebook. I keep saying that, but that's my goal today. Anything? Let me see if we've got any comments or questions. We've still got some people watching. That's awesome.
That's good.
Mark, I'm getting ready to do my small stone jobs, but it's not happening. Yeah, I think things are gonna. I can't imagine. You know, things are. There's always a phone call in the middle of this.
That's right.
But you know, what are we gonna? Here's some more. Here's another comment. Had several customers back out. Oh, Mark, yeah, because of me doing their stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I think it's, you know, we've talked about it. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but you know, people are losing a little bit of hope. We want to try and find some hope in everything, but that's too bad, Mark. I hope that those jobs will, you know, come back. We're getting to the point where we're kind of past the point of no return, and if some of our businesses aren't getting some of that influx of money, and it's not enough, what then? Or our individuals? And you know, I've said before, it's not. You know, we don't. At this point in time, we're kind of relying on government for a $1,200 check, but
that's not going
you know, that's not going to go very far. And businesses, I'm sure if it's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, that's not going to go very far either. You know, but we got to stay positive, stay together. If you've got a story you want to share, please let us know. Let me know. Bill's going to be on every couple days with, you know, we're going to highlight, like today we're highlighting Daily Espresso, small business here, very small, as Bill pointed out, very small business that has been here for a long time. I know she's owned this for about 13 or 14 years, and we just can't imagine, you know, it not being here in our community. Mark, people are scared of having people around, such as contractors.
It's interesting. I heard a story from a realtor friend who was on my board, and he was telling me that, you know, houses are selling fine. They've had to adjust the way they show them, but they're selling fine. The inventory is way down because a lot of people have pulled their homes off the market because they're afraid of people walking through their house. And it's the same thing you're talking about. And you know, the contractors, they have to follow the same rules. And so it's just as safe as everything else. If you look at it, you know, the airport, give you an example, the airport construction project, even though the airport's practically shut down, very few flights, very few passengers come through that, they're continuing to finish that construction project out there. They say, you know, they're so close to done now, it doesn't make any sense. They've had the health department out there review their social distancing and their safety, you know, their personal protection gear and stuff like that, and they're doing fine. And so it's possible for construction companies to do it very safely. They're not going to endanger the customer. They're always going to be very aware of that. So, you know, that word needs to get out there instead of the fear and panic that spreads so much in today's media.
Well, and you know, again, we're here at Daily Espresso here in Draper at 247 West, 123rd South, and we're also here on the property at Jensen Lumber. Business.
And the sun's out. It's a beautiful day,
beautiful day. Business as usual. You know, 7-Eleven also behind us here in Draper on the corner. Obviously, the office buildings are closed down. Construction is still going on around us. You know, it's like I pointed out yesterday, there's some interesting things going on. I'll be headed there today. I didn't see Denise is always throwing out good, positive stuff. We appreciate that. Again, this is the Daily Bend. This is your opportunity to vent, to talk about things positive as well. Every day at 9 o'clock, we're going to try and have somebody new on, but today we want to highlight any business out there that you know of that's open. I know that's happening with a lot of social media. Also, she's not even, I do want to give a shout out to, hey Brett, how are you? I do want to give a shout out to Nettie Frank. Nettie, I didn't tag her, but Nettie used to own Beyond Glaze here at in Draper.
Great lady.
Super lady, and I do want to highlight because she has so it's Nettie Frank on Facebook. It's Nettie Frank, Frank, like the common Nettie Frank, and she has well, she's a master chef. She's all that stuff, but she has a Facebook page. She also has what's called Healing Kitchen Time now on Facebook and on Instagram. So it's spelled Healing. This is all one word, Healing Kitchen, but the time is rather creative. It's Tyme, like the spice. So Nettie, love you. Appreciate all you do. Nettie's been on the Daily Bend before. She has struggled. We've done many shows with her. She has struggled with depression throughout her life, and she's always had great positive things to say, and she has her days. But I just want you, she's on TV all the time. She's on Good Things Utah with Nisha DeGaring and those folks. She's on Studio 5, I think, all the time. She's got all kinds of stuff. I just wanted to highlight her, and during this time, back to kind of the depression thing, life throws us all kinds of waves. She has a great way of, incorporating cooking and baking and good foods into your life to help you feel happy and strong and things like that. So I wanted to highlight, that's Nettie Frank, and you can see her she's on Facebook. She's got pages on Facebook, Instagram, and again, Healing Kitchen Time or Nettie Frank. So it's kind of cool how she's doing some things throughout this stuff. Let's see.
Got a few comments there.
Good comments. Corey, I'm back. Just tweeted Speaker Wilson, my representative in Syracuse.
All right.
About the unemployment. Gosh, I need to figure out I've got too big of thumbs and fingers. I'm back. He says, Wilson, I've tweeted Speaker Wilson here in Utah, my representative in Syracuse, that unemployment issue with workforce services.
Good.
Being unavailable to even speak to the needy public. That's awesome, Corey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Check your texts for me. I'll copy the tweets here. We really appreciate that. Nola Rawson from just around the corner here. Love you, Nolan. Corey, thank you so much. Corey's really an activist, and he stands for a lot of good things. Small business owner for a long time, and thank you for he very much in the face, in a good way, of our legislators and a lot of people. Sometimes we tend to forget that there are a lot of people out there, activists, that will go to bat for us. See any other comments? Great coffee behind you. Yep, you bet. We are here at Daily Espresso, and today is Tuesday. I think isn't it lattes for $2?
Yes, it is.
I think it's lattes for $2.
$2 lattes
at Daily Espresso. We're also in the parking lot of Jensen Lumber, a local lumber and hardware, long-time business. Again, we're here about 247 West and about 123rd South. Anybody, again, the only reason why I do this is give you an opportunity to throw out some of the businesses you're supporting, some of the people you're supporting, what you're doing during this time of unprecedented, that word's probably used too much, but it is a weird time, and we don't know when we're going to get back to normal. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is the no judgment zone. If you're having issues, mental health issues, emotional issues, physical issues, reach out to people that are on this little podcast. You can reach out to me, reach out to Bill, become friends. I think friending on Facebook and Instagram has probably gone nuts during this time. It probably has gone nuts, which is good, because that seems to be the only interaction we tend to get right now is through social media. Love Jensen Builders, in and out with my stuff. Supporting business and all things business. Again, Eric Moutsos, prior police officer, wrote a book called Dispatch. Another community guy, another community activist type guy that, probably not the best word to use, but a small businessman from southern Utah, knows some of the things that are going on here. And we'll have Eric on as soon as I can figure out Zoom. Corey, definitely will. That's the plan. But go to his page. It's Eric, ERIC, and his last name spelled MOUTOS. And then he has another page that he started with a lot of other small business folks. It's called Utah Business Revival, and you'll get some good information on there about peacefully trying to spur on our leaders to start opening up some of these businesses that we need to survive and we need to be employed in.
That's right. So
we can make money to support the small businesses. I don't know what the statistic is, Bill, but how much of our workforce, I heard something like 30% of our workforce is restaurant oriented.
It's approaching 30%.
30%. So
it's depression era unemployment.
It's crazy.
It's terrifying to even talk about it. That it's going to be up to us apparently to push forward and make this happen sooner than later. I don't believe that we can have everything shut down for another 2 months or 10 months like some people are out there talking about. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's hard to me to even imagine. And it's upsetting. And if we have to put a coalition together for Draper area, I'm for that. Let me know what I can do. If someone wants to head that up, or you want me to head it up, or whatever you want to do, talk to Bo. You can reach Bo anytime. He and I are pretty committed to making this happen.
Yeah, real committed. I just want to thank Bill for being here again today. I'm going to have him on every couple days. Any ideas out there as far as show ideas? I know Corey, definitely going to have Eric on as soon as I figure out Zoom or figuring out how to put him on. I'm not as tech savvy as most people think. Any of you that would like to be on to share your story during this time and at other times, that's what the Daily Bend is all about. That's why I do this. This is not about me. This is about you. I don't receive anything other than to serve, and that's what I do and want to do and continue to do, and that's what Bill's doing here as well. There's no financial motivation. It's more emotional motivation, physical motivation, environmental motivation, business. I mean, all the motivations that are important to us other than money. Obviously money is important, but doing this for a purpose, and that purpose is to build faith in yourself and have that courage to deal with what's going on right now and find that endurance that we all need as human beings to help each other out, but also to help ourselves. And remember, when you help other people, you help yourself as well. You find that a lot of your problems may not be as bad. You have problems and you have challenges, but you find that some of those aren't as bad as you may have thought. Somebody else might have it worse than you do. Doesn't mean you negate what you're going through. It's just you build that faith and courage and go out and do what you've got to do. I think we all know what we've got to do.
And an old saying, a rising tide raises all boats. And so we need to rise the tide.
And with that, we're going to thank everybody for joining us
Thank you,
today.
everybody.
I want to thank Bill again. I want to thank Renee, owner of Daily Espresso, and obviously Jensen Lumber for letting us just kind of hang out here for about a half an hour. Well, it's been 40 minutes, and talk all things Corona, and I guess we could call the show Corona Light. Corona Light, kind of a weird thing, but
Extra, maybe Corona
extra, yeah, Corona Extra Light. But again, send me if you want to be on the Daily Bend one of these mornings, I would love to have you on. Tell your story now and some of the stories throughout your life, some of the chapters, and inspire other people. This is just what we do.
We really need that. We need your stories live from you. It has huge value to everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day, and remember, it's all about the Bend.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.